be some great midfield matchups. We know there's great speed there. There's great strength inside. Ebert and Kennedy also look to be going ahead.
Well, Derrick's, who's got the job again as being the lone ruckman. Pike was a late withdrawal after it looked like he was going to come back into the team. Some big responsibility. Monfrey's also back for Port Adelaide.
And Kingy Jack Holmes looks like he's got the job on Buddy Franklin.
Well, he's a runner. He's had a fantastic season. He's a good clamping type defender. He doesn't engage too much in the offensive flow on the way out. He just gets the job done.
Lobie and Derrick's again. Now Goods has started to move off the ball. There he is looking for it. He's got it, Adam Goods. Out to Hannanbury. Next in the line, Laidler. To the Franklin direction. Back with it, Kennedy. Broadbent, hands full here, Port Adelaide's defence. McVeigh out to Jack. One after another after another. Oh, the Swans start with sparkle, and it's Kieran Jack.
It's not a bad way to start your 150th. He leads from the front, this bloke. It's just, as you called it well, Hutto, one after another. They just surge the ball forwards and they get numbers behind it. There's always someone there in support. And that was just relentless pressure that resulted in that goal.
And it was who it was as well, wasn't it? I mean, their big names all got involved.
You saw Kennedy going for the ball. He was pushing it forward. Then it goes to McVeigh. Then it comes to Jack. They're your midfield leaders.
First goal took 2 minutes, and it came from Kieran Jack in game number 150. So back we go again. Lobie and Derrick's. He got to the ball as quick as he could, try to protect the area. Derrick's come over the top. Broadbent up into the middle of the ground. We saw Monfries and Melcheski there. They're going to be on each other. Here's McVeigh. Down to Franklin, who's got two to deal with. And Jonas lending a much-needed hand. Wasn't the perfect handball over to Homps, but he's able to use his left foot and find Carlisle.
Interesting matchups down back. You've got Homps on Franklin, Carlisle picking up Reed, and Trengove on Goods. I reckon Adam Goods will try and lose him in traffic.
This is a terrible start for Port Adelaide, and that's got worse.
Oh, tell me he touched it.
It's clean through the legs just about. Oh, my goodness.
And nutmeg.
Well, rule number one in this game is you get your body behind the footy. And look, it might have been a stiff bounce, but he had to get something on it. It's a poor turnover from Carlisle. Really good smother and recovered the ball, McVeigh. But that had to be mopped up by Trengove. Just didn't get anything behind the footy. He had to be better than that.
To be paid, but at least they've been able to spread and move the ball across the ground. Jonas looked for options out on the wing, but decided Pittard was the best of them all. And then to Ebert again, who hooks it in nicely. Mitchell charged one way, but he's going to go longer to full forward. Schultz, a genuine one-on-one. That's a better option. He's got a free
kick, yeah. And you know what? You're right, Hutto. If you're going to kick long, it has to be to a one-on-one. And the crowd's not happy, but Tedridge has put both arms around Jay Schultz and virtually tackled him, because that's the pressure the defenders face when they're not in the correct position and there's a long ball coming down to a forward that is in good position. It puts them under enormous pressure.
Jay Schultz finally puts a goal on the board for Port Adelaide. Lobie and Derrick's then to get into it again at the start of this second quarter, and away they go through Boak and Ebert. So early hands, although that's not a great handball, made it tough for Gray. Lobie's follow-up work was outstanding. They're into the 50. Matty White on the merry-go-round. Quick kick from Broadbent to full forward. From the side, Gray's everywhere. Monfries, that's what he's got to do. That is exactly what he's got to do. Parker tried to dig it out. Holmes gave it straight back. Kennedy, White. And how's the umpire going to read this? It's a ball up.
Another opportunity. Just have a look how organised they are. Players know where to go. They're vacating the square. They're leaving that square unmanned. Port need to get a goalkeeper-type player back in there. If they don't, there'll be the old dribble goal.
And this could be it. Adam Goods, though, decides to loft it instead. And again, they are so deadly, as Kingy said. Goods shows it one more time. And it will. He couldn't take the mark, and Carlisle had the last say. Is it out yet? Not quite. Franklin comes again. Bird, the outside of the boot. Pittard. Some rare liberty.
Did not look at all.
He actually had a little bit of space and time.
Yeah, that was get it out of my area as quick as I possibly can.
Well, he's done that. Then Rampy fumbled. Wingard can put it over the top.
Great.
And Angus Monfries can stroll into goal for his second of the quarter. His second of the game. And it's back to a goal of difference again. Out wide for Richards. Again, a bit untidy this from the Swans on the way out. Cleaned up by Richards and Shaw. Fair bit of pointing going on down the line as to where to place the ball, but Wingard, nothing wrong with his anticipation or his skills. He got away from Jeddah, left them all in his wake, pumps it up deep. Westhoff looming, pushing and shoving. Over the top, Rampy with a good spoil, but Monfries kept it alive, kept it bubbling for Port. Oh, White didn't mark it. It might not matter. He's got the chance to kick the goal, to put them in front, Matthew White, and he's done it.
Well, I look forward to having a look at this kick from behind it, because it must have floated 3 different directions, the way the goal umpire was running around. He went from one post to the other and then back again. A little bit of disappointment there in the Sydney box. Chad Wingard, one-on-one with Lewis Jeddah, beats him cold on the boundary, and then he doesn't go the short option. He kicks it long. Good contest from Westhoff, but this kick from Monfries is brilliant. And then the snap, I'm not sure he catches it perfectly clean. She goes a little bit both ways. Been a goal kicker for them since he got there, hasn't he? Matty White, been a great pickup.
Arguably the pickup of the year. 5 times he's kicked multiple goals this season. And they're winning the contested possessions now. And they've got some confidence suddenly. Both they're storming forward. Wingard feeding it out. Here he is again. Matty White on the fly. And he's kicked another goal.
Another tumbler.
Neither of them pretty, but they are beautiful for Port Adelaide.
Right, now, Kingy. The response from Sydney.
Well, this has been fantastic by Port. Their leaders have gone in the middle. Hartlett's down. We'll get to Moons in a moment. Wingard's gone to the middle. He's had an impact. Gray's gone to the middle. He's lurking and looming. But Matty White on the outside, you just can't give him those 5 metres. Jeddah doesn't get that luxury himself, and he's been poor in the last 5 minutes on Matty White, and he's made him pay.
Well, good news down here, guys. Hamish Hartlett, as we just see here on the boundary line, looks to be okay, and he's about to come back on.
Yeah, we've seen a number of Port players, as we said, suffer those ankle injuries, but on most of the occasions, they've been able to come back on during the actual game.
Robbie Gray again. He's been fantastic the last 5 minutes, Hutto. He's the one that's got them going out the middle.
His 10th disposal coming up.
Just a good lead from Westhoff.
And he kicked it into the space in front of him. Westhoff went to ground. So once he didn't take the mark, he was out of it, but he was back in it now. Used all of his exertion there and went to ground eventually. Impey having trouble containing it, but Gray able to feed it back. Pittard, Corns. A fair bit of fumbling in this passage of play, but no damage done. At least not yet.
Strange kick.
Cunningham and now Laidler. Trengove hits hard back the other way. Parker to Lloyd. What's the resources like in the 50? Franklin deep.
Is that 50?
Comes back to Parker. Some confusion reigning there for the players. Impey, Cassisi again. Adam Goods gave him a little inch. He took it and he's kicked it again, Adam Goods. He's still doing it at 34.
They're just tougher at the moment, Port Adelaide. They are simply tougher than Sydney. They are beating them at their own game. 17 hard ball gets to 4 in this second quarter.
There was some risk in that kick on the way out too. Shaw lost his footing. Desperate lunging handball. McVeigh, that was clever, and Lloyd skillful enough to get clear. And now Jack, we know he's got the wheels. He has a look at Cassisi and instead fires it into Franklin, who's had a quiet quarter.
Dropped a pud.
Carlisle, oh, buddy, he's been allowed to get away with it. He's spinning. Revolutions here and there. Back to McVeigh and then feeds it to Jeddah.
He can kick this. He could kick a torpedo from here. He kicked about 6 during the pre-game.
He practiced them before the game. He goes for the drop punt. You're right, Kingy. He could kick them. He's kicked it with a standard drop punt, and Sydney are in front.
He's just getting worked off by his opponent while the loose comes back and takes the mark.
The absence of Tippett is glaring, isn't it, when they go forward?
Well, they become one-dimensional.
What does that mean as far as Sam Reid is concerned about what he has to do?
Well, he's got to present more. He's got to put himself in that position to receive more kicks.
Now Buddy gets a rare opportunity with some space.
It just shows you the modern game, Hutto. You just cannot turn the ball over exiting your back 50. Swans have kicked 2 goals from forward 50 stoppages and 3 goals too from intercepting the ball in their forward 50. Now that is their score. In a nutshell, that is their game. They're about to get another possible goal here from that sort of play. Fantastic defence.
Buddy Franklin, 3 behind so far.
Make it 4.
Memories of 2 goals, 7 a few weeks ago.
He's just warming up.
Just finding the lines.
Still good finish with half a dozen.
Well, that's it. You look at the positive. He's already had 4 shots at goal. We're not at half-time yet.
Swans have had 16 scoring shots to 9, yet the inside 50 count is level. Pittard prepared to take a bit of a gamble, and it's going to come off. Ebert has 2 went to ground. Mitchell can carry it through the middle. He can give it back to Ebert. One more handball. No, he decides to pass. He had a plethora of options, and he chose Jay Schultz.
I love the way Ebert just made that up as he was going. He gave the hand pass, he got it back, and a lot of players would have been tempted to go for goal. There was an open goal square from 50, but it was a simple little chip to the leading Schultz, who's your best goal kicker, a beautiful set shot. It was the percentage play. You'd hit that target with a little chip kick more often than you'd kick the 50-metre goal on the run.
So Jay Schultz with 1 goal to his name.
Just a miss.
You can add another. What an outstanding player he is. Minor score. And nudge up to a 2-point lead now. 5-12, plays 6-4.
Well, the longer the contest goes, the more confident Port will get. We know how strongly they run out games. We heard Ken Hinkley pre-game telling us they just want to be in the contest until the end because they'll back themselves.
McVeigh into the pocket. Reed manhandled by Carlisle. Oh, it's Adam Goods again. Adam Goods again. What a star.
So the scene is set for the second half at the SCG. Sydney leading by 7 points. Let's join our commentary team. David King, Jason Dunstall and Anthony Hudson for the second half.
That's the game for me. They just need a forward to light up, and they're every chance here, Port Adelaide.
Carlisle still alongside Franklin. So after a little break at half-time, they're ready to take it up to each other again. The Swans and Port Adelaide on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Kennedy was able to feed it out to Jack, but White trying to get going. Cunningham's had some injury troubles, but he's up and about, and he's laid a big tackle there.
Matty White's so used to breaking away from opponents, but Harry Cunningham's got plenty of leg speed.
Kennedy lugged the kick up to the 50, and it was well placed, wasn't it, for Luke Parker to take the mark. Now, is this beyond him? He thinks it is, so spears it into the pocket. McVeigh. Oh, yes! What an unbelievable goal! The skipper rises. By the jumper, mind you. Margin is 12. Port pressing. Lobie brings it to ground. Winds to Gray. He's a prime mover, and he gave it to Ebert, who does the rest. And Port are not going to go out of this easily. From
Line where you don't want to be as well.
Bird to Melcheski, collected his thoughts, swung it to the wing. Hanbury, 2 Port players to deal with. They're dealt with, and now Jack's on the run, cutting the angles, kept them guessing. Jetta, he's got Kennedy, he's got Jack to give it back to, didn't spot him. Kennedy, the collision didn't concern him. The kick, though, will... Oh, no! How did it get there?
Well, you've got to explain something to me, Kingy. Why bump when you can tackle?
Yeah.
Tell me about Kane Mitchell. He has got Josh Kennedy cold. Got him cold, and he bumps him and has no impact on it. Have a look at this.
Look at this handball first, Chase.
Yep.
That handball there is all quality. That's what broke that play into space.
Impey slips, so he has to corral Jetta, does the right thing, and he buys time. And he's got him cold, and that is... I don't like saying it, but that's an insipid effort. I don't think he was impressed either. That was a very, very weak tackling effort.
I'm not great at lip reading. But I think he's coming from
Get him off the ground? Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Trouble.
Centre bounce, Lobie again in the contest. Here's Reed flashing through the frame and getting it moving via Lloyd. Angles the kick up. Here's Hanbury. Suddenly there's some issues for Port Adelaide. He moves it wide for Melcheski. Now, can Port hit back through White? Melcheski lays a big, lengthy tackle on White. Is he doing enough for the umpire? He is.
It's never a good time for the coach to call you from the ground when the substitution hasn't been made yet, Jace. A very nervous moment for Kane Mitchell.
Aaron Young is the sub. He's been a handy player at times this year. Lobe angles it down. Oh, is that high? Maybe the umpire... Well, I'm not sure the umpire had to decide on that.
I think the ball was high on his chest, and that's where he trapped it.
Again here, Jace, the goal square is unmanned by a Port Adelaide defender. I just think sometimes when these stoppages are 35, 40 from goal, it pays to have a goalkeeper.
Hanbury to Bird to McVeigh. Well, halted their progress with the call, didn't he? But surprised they didn't play advantage because it seemed to be continuous and they seemed to want to keep going.
Yeah, true. Maybe the umpire just thought, set shot, corridor, inside 50. Got to be the best option. Hasn't had a lot of it. Just his second kick, third kick.
9 disposals in all. Plaudits to Kane Corns. But what a time for a big shot at goal. And he's eked it over the line, and the Swans have got their biggest lead of the day. Now to Jonas as they come across the ground, but an option through the middle for Carlisle perhaps. Kicks to centre half forward, West off the man most likely. Good spoil from Rampy, good diligent stuff. And now backing out of there is White, wants to accelerate. Hacked it into the 50, and that's easy fodder for Grundy. Or is it?
Gone. Should be gone. Yep.
The advantage, it'll be okay.
Ooh, wow. That was risky, but it's in the safe hands of Jay Schultz, so a great result for Port Adelaide.
You right on your ankle, Jay? Yeah.
And the man who almost never misses. Jay Schultz.
They desperately need it, Port. They need to stay in touch because they'll always back themselves to win the fourth term. Superior fitness. They believe in it.
You can see the angle of probability is that he will kick the goal, and he has kicked the goal. So Port stay in the fight. He's got 3. Can't see off Smith, and the umpire was pretty vicious on the call there. We've seen others get away with that.
He is one of the best mid to small defenders going around next to me.
No doubt.
I can't remember the last time I saw him get touched up.
Malcheski to Bird. Not a lot for him, it's obvious. Hence his waiting game that he plays. And here's Buddy charging up the ground to cover a lot of territory to get there, which he's done. Port starting to push numbers back, so Buddy uncertain as well. He wants a marking target. He really doesn't have one yet. So it's over to Adam Goods. He manoeuvred his way to the front. But here's Ebert. Back into the maze of players, though. Mitchell. Broadbent. That's a get me out of there sort of kick as well. Back to the middle. Oh, the crunch is on. Schultz tackled. Well done by Richards. They have to go again. They're happy to. Pittard takes it, trying to storm through the middle. It's hard going in the slippery middle of the SCG. Lloyd works it through Jack to Cunningham. It's deep. It's Goods. It's Franklin. Buddy and Adam, they're the nice 2 standing, and Franklin can enjoy this. Strolls into goal.
Been a long time coming, hasn't it, for Buddy Franklin? He's been dangerous today, just hasn't been able to hit the scoreboard. He'd kicked 4 behinds leading up to that point, but now he gets a goal on the board. And 5 touches in this third term. Just fortuitously fell, didn't it, after the 3 Port Adelaide players went to ground. Someone had to sweep out the back.
That's what they want, Jace. They want the contest deep in their forward 50 and fight the fight from there.
Port Adelaide bodies were everywhere, but not with the footy. There was that man, Buddy Franklin. His first goal comes at a really opportune time for the Sydney Swans, who were just being forced onto the back foot by Port Adelaide. There's plenty to go in this contest. Jack, another of their prime movers, deep to Franklin, who's about to duck out the back. But there was somebody there who beat him to the punch, and that was Westhoff.
There's a skill in holding Franklin out of that 2-on-1. To not give away a free kick. Carlisle's done a fantastic job all day. You feel like one's coming, but he's done a great job.
Not a great kick on the way out, though, for Port. And Reece Shaw able to stretch out. And now he can stretch some more on the run and kick it deep. And Franklin's got the read on this one.
Well, that was really strange from Justin Westhoff, because if he runs and jumps at the footy, no one's going to get anywhere near the height that he marks it at. He was in front, he had a run and jump, and he stood back and looked and felt for the contact of Franklin. Now, Buddy Franklin is not going to jump over top of you and take that screamer. He's got a strong body and he'll attack the ball hard, but he's not going to climb over the top of someone like Westhoff. Needed to just focus on the footy and attack it.
Well, it took 2.5 quarters for Buddy Franklin to kick one. But such is this man's immense talent and skill that in a heartbeat he can have 2 on the board. And look at that, the Swans. Still very pensive about the situation. They know how dangerous Port can be.
We know they've got incredible belief in their ability to run in the fourth term, Kingy, but what margin do you think becomes too tough for Port to manage?
I think they can score 6 or 7 goals against the Sydney Swans if everything went their way in a quarter.
That's a really poor kick.
So the game's still alive.
That's 50.
Yeah.
Well, the Kane Mitchell kick was poor,
Yeah.
and then the decision to push, I think it was Jack Homsch, brings Kieran Jack into goal-kicking territory. If he kicks this, well, it's a ridiculous turnaround. You've got clean possession, you're trying to create something. Port Adelaide free kick against Goods. That's against Adam Goods, I think.
Jack, your free there. Now here. Back here.
Kieran Jack doing his best to hold things up so his teammates could get back in position.
I think he makes a good point. Why is it here where I'm holding the ball, not where the mark is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's where closer advantage for the team whose free kick it is to whether it's the
would be where the mark is.
further down.
Yeah, where the mark is, though, not where Jack's holding the ball.
Yes, he'd already gained some ground for Sydney.
Yeah.
Cassisi back into the middle. Element of danger in the kick. Aaron Young takes it. Across to Pittard.
Too high.
Hanbury will contest. He had some good reserves, though, for Port. Trent gave him a moment of worry. And then a handball. Carlisle to Pittard on his wrong side. Had to try and track back. They knew where he was going. He's able to get a handball anyway. Boak feeding it back for Jonas. Some more uncertainty. Kicks it high. Schiltz will come with a big lunge. And now Wingard. We haven't seen too much of him. And again, we don't see too much of him because there's only Swans jumpers around him.
He's been well held, hasn't he? Chad Wingard, 10 possessions, no score.
This is what happens when you're a good side, Jace. The competition studies you, they watch you. Pittard wanted his left foot there. The Swans knew that was coming. You've got to be better than that at this level now.
Boak.
They always have a sweeper out the back, the Swans.
They don't leave their goal square unmanned. Port Adelaide do, and there's times where it costs you. And the Sydney Swans save an opportunity there. They save a potential goal there.
Through Sam Reid. Careful kick. Conservative route for Shaw.
Oh, he could have given it to Malcheski too. He was running up the middle with space.
He was keen for it too, wasn't he, Malcheski?
He wanted it.
He pretended he got it anyway and ran and had a kick. McVeigh at half-back with the Swans leading by 21 points. Countdown on now to three-quarter time. Just over a minute to go. What's Port got in reserve? A leap here from Jonas. He's earned himself plenty of the footy today. His 16th disposal is his worst. Back into the middle. Now they hold it up initially. The clearing kick from Lloyd is for Jetta. And he can't get the job done. There's some bodies left.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Wines is one of the players down. I think Pittard's the other one.
And he looks in a fair bit of pain.
Well, that's nearly a throw.
Gray has to take it on himself. He's carried a big load today, Robbie Gray. One more give over to Wingard. This will give them something to go into the last quarter with. What will it be? Goal or behind? It's goal.
I reckon it becomes too tough for Port.
You can see the big crowd watching on. Throw in. White comes as the third. Wingard down to Mitchell. He tried to work it off the outside of the boot. Never looked likely at all.
Well, you can see what they're trying to do. Hit the ball into space. Play a little bit of free flowing.
Oh, Wingard got there when it mattered. Mitchell. And now the rest is history, and here they come. Wingard kicks the goal, the critical one.
They've still got to score to win this game. They can't just hold on to a lead.
I don't think they're holding on to anything. I think they're just being beaten at contested footy at the moment. It's 17-5 in favour of Port. They're just winning the hard ball. Sydney can't get their hands on the ball.
Gives it plenty. Look at Monfrey's coming with a rush. Terrific mark from Angus Monfries. What a versatile forward he is.
This has got really interesting, this game.
Well, this is what we expected. This is what we wanted. They have taken the Sydney Swans game off them. They are actually tougher than at the moment. As we said this term, they are putting it to them, and the Sydney Swans don't have the answers.
Hasn't had the continuity in his footy this year with the injury issues. But today, he's played a defensive role. He's kicked 2 goals. This for his 3rd. His most crucial kick of the afternoon. And he nails it coolly and calmly. It's a 1-point ball game.
Well, we know they're fast finishers. We know they like to come. That's a fantastic mark. And a great kick too. What an entry it was. There's only one person that could mark that, and it was Angus Monfries. They're powerful when they get going, Port, when they get rolling. We've seen them over the last fortnight. This is against Melbourne, Jace. There was an arm wrestle all day, and then late in that first half, they got rolling and finished the game strong at the end there, Port by 20 points. This is the one for me against St Kilda. Leading by 1 point there, and then bang, get going to win by 70. They're a quality outfit.
Yeah, this is game on, and it's going to be interesting to see what Sydney have got left in their legs.
Marks inside 50.
Look how they've opened it. They've spread their wings. They've spread the flanks, trying to open up the ground. Again, Port Adelaide.
Yeah, they're swarming all over them. That could have been a free to Wines, not paid. A fumble from Shaw to Parker. Big Derricks heaves it up to half forward. Goods, crowd around him. Trengove going to be tackled again, but this time he released the handball to Pittard. He learned his lesson. Pittard didn't. That's holding the ball. That's Buddy Franklin getting his knees dirty, laying the big tackle.
It's 2 in a row from Buddy. He's hunting them down. He's using his speed defensively. We love to see him run and carry when there's a possession available or a shot at goal available, but he's done it both ways today.
He just fumbled and stumbled, Pittard. He had Carlisle out to his right if he had have looked and they were away.
Trengove caused the panic, didn't he? He caused the panic. He's just taking too long to make a decision.
Some deep breaths. Buddy Franklin.
They need it, the Swans, big time.
Takes centre stage at the SCG. Here he is, the number 23. That's why they pay him the big bucks. And the bucks are big, and so is that goal.
Well, he's the man for an occasion. He loves the big occasion, the big stage. And that man there just needed a little more composure. Just have a look. He started deep on the right of screen, and that's where Carlisle went because he thought he would get the next hand pass from Pittard, and he probably should have. But a fumble and a stumble from Pittard put him right in the gun. And I don't think they pay drop kicks anymore.
Well, he's come to the fore in this second half. 3 goals 4 now for Buddy Franklin. And the way he won that footy and then the way he executed the kick, just outstanding. Back to 7 points. Derricks, the crowd getting really involved, Moons, for the first time of the day, really. The chanting we'll get back to in a moment. Here's Shaw to Hanbury. Stripped of it. Got the handball again. Here's Jack.
Well done.
Twisting, trying to twirl his way out of there. Port, relentless with their effort. Boak to full forward. Wingard, it might go all the way. It didn't. Smith, terrific contest. Not done with yet. Oh, Wingard again. He helped it out. And off the ground, West off. Now, it's a goal.
Oh, Dan Hanbury is in trouble. Holding the right ankle. Let's have a look at it here. He gets spun in the tackle. Oh, it gets twisted underneath him. Around the legs of the Port player. That hurts. But have a look at this tap here from Wingard. Critical little passages of play. Back into the goal square.
What about these sliding legs? That's dangerous.
World Cup style.
It's the little things that matter in match. This is not a little thing. This is a big thing. Daniel Hanbury, this looks serious. That little tap back from Wingard was just pure gold. And Port will not go away. Once again, it's 1 point the difference. This is living up to all expectations. The game of the year so far. First versus third, it's very much on the line. Port just coming with one player after after another. Westhoff, the pressure being handed over to Lobie. Up into the 50 now. And the head down the bottom up from Laidlaw. Gets it to the ground and gets it over the line and out of bounds. Not deliberately.
Well, guys, you just see Dan Hanbury there looking at his right ankle. You just see it completely go under him. That's a horrible vision, that one right there. So you got him on the bench at the moment. So they're down a guy, down a rotation at the moment. We know Hartlett's gone off as well. So it's so you can keep it up here, guys. But look, we know this is going to be an absolute advantage for Port now with that extra one off the bench.
Tough break for Rampy. Eventually controls it. Gary Rowan. Here's your moment, Gary. Couldn't keep his feet. Regrets it. He gets up. Well done. Plucky stuff. Couldn't get through, though. He's going to lay a tackle on Jonas. Impey the next to feel it. We're all feeling it here in this last quarter. It's terrific stuff. And away comes Hobbs. He just didn't quite clear the area, though. And Lloyd screws it back. The crowd were getting on their feet. So all eyes on Kane Mitchell. He goes in and he can't hit the board the way he would have liked. Been a big occasion for him today, Kane Mitchell. Just in game number 18.
It has been a tough day, but you know what's great? He kept putting himself in position to have an impact on the game. He's got to continue to do that.
Sure. Oh, that's a wobbly footy. Mitchell just had to turn around.
Got away with it.
It was his. Now they're charging the other way.
Look out.
And it's Franklin again.
Open goal
He
square.
might try for a 70-metre goal. And he really would be worth all the money they're paying him. Give him a longer contract. What a kick.
You can't do that. He's kicked that off one step from 70 metres. And it carried all the way there.
That's paradise for a full forward. You've never got any options on, regardless of there's 15 pairs of players in front of you. To knock through your fourth from downtown.
I hope people appreciate how amazing this kick is. Look where he is. He's 70 metres from goal. Off one step, he wheels out and goes bang. And look how far it carries to the goal line.
That's the buddy zone. That's 70 metres on the fly,
It's a bomb.
James.
It's a bomb. No other word for it.
He loves the SCG. You can kick him from anywhere.
Boys, Dan, quick one. Dan Hanbury's gone under just with the doctors to get checked on.
Here's Reid. Comes charging through. Off the ground, Young. Even accidentally. It's all about territory now.
Numbers.
It's determination. It's the surge. Gray held up in his tracks. It's Swans footy and it's Port Adelaide footy these days. It's relentless stuff. Kennedy takes it. A quick look. McVeigh tried one on, then decided he better just kick it, but he had nothing to go to.
Yeah, and he throws his hands up. He didn't have the legs.
Jetta comes late with the spoil.
Overcommitted.
Opened it up for Pittard, who's prepared to run, prepared to take them on. Guides the kick into the 50. Careful with Schiltz, careful with Smith. Now it's Shaw, one of the veterans. Whipped it over to Cunningham, and he can go. Has a look at Broadbent, treats him with the stain. Kicks it to Jetta. Jetta can turn it on the other way. Franklin's leading. McVeigh's the long option. He goes for McVeigh, and McVeigh will jump and almost take it. Well done, Trengo. Play on! That wasn't the call he was after. He's able to get it with the escape valve and find his man even.
Oh, that's a dangerous kick.
A wandering ball. It's Kennedy. It's still Kennedy, but he's missed
Everything.
and hits the behind post.
What about the pressure in this game? You make a mistake, you allow a play on, you allow anything. You allow a free run for Port Adelaide and they're going to cash in. They are looming large here with their run on counter-attack. It's versus the Sydney Swans tackle pressure at the moment.
So he'd be kicking himself, Josh Kennedy. I watched him in the warm-up. He kicked about 4 or 5 of those from that exact spot.
Gee, I worry about the decision-making at times from some Trengo. I reckon that he's got to make his decisions a little quicker. He doesn't give himself time to dispose of the footy king. He induces the pressure.
He's the most tackled player in the competition at the moment.
There's a reason.
Crowd of 41,317. I think that's the 6th time we've got over 40,000 at this ground. And at the moment, it is a thrilling contest. And there's still plenty of nerves jangling as Port go forward, but not with any system.
But they're looking for that short kick, Hutto, and the Swans aren't allowing it. They need to maybe just flick a few handballs through and get themselves into space first, because it's on.
Oh, look out here.
McVeigh Out to Lloyd. Franklin's one out deep again. He's hotter than hot, Buddy, and he's not been able to mark it. It's not over yet, though. He tries one on Carlo. Gets some good assistance. Buddy's still going. Buddy's still going. He's unstoppable.
Well, I didn't think the last one was kickable, neither was that.
Well, there were two great shepherds here. One on the line from Adam Goods to allow it to be a goal, but one to just give Buddy Franklin a metre and an opening, to open the gateway, just trying to catch who the player is that puts a block on for him. Just as he comes in the screen here, it's Smith, the ultimate team player, just opens the gate for him and he says, just let me through there, big boy. I'll knock that through for you. Adam Goods did the job on the line. Look at that. That was going to be touched. Could have been a free kick, but who cares?
Poor old Alipati Carlo. I think he's played a really good game, and he's going to end up having a handful kicked on him, including some spectacular goals in the last term that probably win the game for Sydney. Well, has this contest risen in the fourth term?
Extraordinary. 5 goals, 4 for Buddy Franklin. And out of the middle, it's Robbie Gray. And Gray again, using Lobie, and Gray again. He can't offer anymore. His 28th disposal. Ebert back the other way, though. Sure of hand, as it turned out, for McVeigh. And now Malcheski. Clean to Cunningham. He sees off Homps. Where's Buddy? All eyes turn to the goal square. Will he kick it deep?
Rowan.
No, he goes short to Rowan, who fumbled. Tough one to handle. Homps straight into a Cunningham. Latch. And Rowan. Now Jonas. To Westhoff. They've got a second win, the Swans. They're coming hard. Grundy deep to Franklin. Adam Goods, just a bystander like the rest of us in this quarter.
Well, that's a good result for Sydney. Dan Hanbury back on after he really looked to have rolled that ankle in serious fashion.
13 points the margin. Goods comes flying through, looking for a free. Umpire not buying. Lobie did enough. Boak, they're being forced into that back pocket. Corns chipped it out wide. Smith, Rampy. Monfries almost got one in the back.
Just want to have a look at that last centre bounce, Chase, what Port Adelaide did. Look at them draw the wingman right out. And the ball's about to be bounced. They take the wingman wide. They're trying to make the ground bigger. They're trying to accentuate. You can see on the left there, Mitchell heading towards the boundary. On the right-hand side, Corns dragging out wide, trying to get that pure centre break to score. They realise at 13 points down, they need scores and they need them quickly. Great coaching.
Malcheski, Wingard to half forward. Bouncing any which way. Richards takes it to the line.
I like it as a strategy, Kingy. If you think you've got better spread in the centre square, all you're doing is you're saying, well, if you guys can halve the clearance, we'll back you to get on the outside and actually run, and we don't want anyone else interfering with it.
And they pulled their forwards back to the goal square. There was literally 80 metres of space if they win that centre clearance.
Robbie Gray again for Lobie. Bit by Port. They've got it into the 50. Reece Shaw left it behind this time. Monfries, desperate stuff from young Lloyd, and they're out again. Rowan has to counter 2. Oh, nothing there. Trent goes footy.
Oh, there, Gary. You, mate, you.
Carlisle now. It's a probing ball. Westhoff. Grundy removed him from the contest. Gets ticked off by the umpire.
They just need to find a way just to settle the game down against Sydney. They don't want to play this at breakneck speed. Drop back into that measured approach. They may concede a goal. Doesn't really matter. They need to find a way to kill 2 or 3 minutes off the clock.
Play on.
4 minutes 40 on that clock. The kick goes down the line. Derek's well behind Lobie.
He's nearly all Australian, this guy.
He'll be certainly in the mix if he keeps going the way he is. Oh, Westhoff takes a chip.
He needs to concentrate on the kick and not rush it.
It's a game where many opportunities have been wasted. Goals are precious in this late stage. Wow. And unfortunately for Port Adelaide, that's a huge miss. 12 points the difference now. Just 2 straight goals in it.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be, Jason? If it's going to be Port Adelaide, who's going to be the player that needs to spike? Westhoff looms large at the moment. What do you think?
Oh, look, it's hard to tip Port Adelaide because I think Sydney have had the answers all day. The worry for them, though, is every time Sydney go forward, they look likely to score as well.
Very proppy out there, Hanbury. Homsch brings it to Cassisi.
Oh, they're on in the middle of the ground.
They are. Can they use those resources? Young decides to handball. Back to Cassisi. Now they bring Carlisle in on the act. Well, he takes it wide to Mitchell. It's a long way home. He sets it up to the square. Now's your hero moment. We wait, we watch. Big tackle, Wingard. Latched on. Monfries. Little opportunity. Ball gets dragged back into the mire. Is there any way out? It's just good, hard, solid stuff. Body on the line.
Oh, there's a foot in there.
There was. Hanbury winds. Tries to bullock his way through. Monfries. They hand it off. The tackles are crucial. Everything's critical. Mitchell had some trouble times today, and he almost came up with what could have been a golden goal. It's a behind, though, and opens the door.
They needed the 3 scores either way. 2 goals on the point.
Melcheski.
Got to hit a target.
Pressure on.
Find someone free to buy some time. Oh, he's missed it.
On the bounce to Reed. And then Smith.
Missed it.
A wobbly one to the wing. And takes it out of bounds.
They're feeling the heat too, Sydney.
Well, it's the toughest kick in football at the moment. Exiting your back 50 is the toughest kick in the game.
Kingy.
They've loaded the back line. They've got 3 loose men at the moment, the Sydney Swans. They can feel the heat.
Jack. And he's 150th towards the line. What a wonderful... been going at each other. Hammer and tong. Could have been high on Corns. Not paid. Is there an exit here for Port? Corns trying his... And it goes to Corns. So here's the opportunity to half forward Monfries. There's a crowd around him. Arms free. Almost got the jump, but not quite. Jack comes back relentlessly the other way to the wing. And they contest once more. And there's nothing doing there. Port hoping to get a hold in the ball call. They don't. We're down to 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
They train this more than anyone over the last few years, the Sydney Swans. Situational training. We're 2 goals up, we're a goal down. Whatever the scoreboard reads, they play accordingly. Very measured, good leadership.
Buddy's one out inside the forward 50. Jetta's putting the moves on, kicking it high. Buddy holds his ground. If Sydney win the ball, they'll be able to kick it down to him. In fact, he's come up to the 50 now on the edge of frame. Corns is there. There's Buddy coming in, and here's Gray. So can Port, with 1:40, orchestrate something. No mistakes from here. Winds back to the middle. The wrestle's on. Tired bodies. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And Port Adelaide are trying their darndest. They just can't lay the skin on. Now they can. Trengove. If they can get it out, almost threw it out. Wingard, 1:15 on the clock. Even he can't conjure the required magic. It's close to the line. Shaw takes it down that line, down the area. Mark dropped by Lloyd. McVeigh decided not to handball. Instead, took the 20 metres that were on offer. Rowan, he'll get it to the chalk. Can't go any further, these players.
He's been important, Rowan. He's had a lot of nothing-type plays like that, just creating a neutral ball in the area, drawing an opponent. He's given Franklin some space down in this last term.
58 seconds remaining. Every one of them precious now. Robbie Gray, been amazing for Port. And again he goes. His 34th disposal.
Great mark.
Westhoff, deep. And dangerous. Schultz has marked it.
Don't get a chance at this.
33 seconds.
Again, he saves time. He runs back quickly. Now he gets into his routine and he kicks. They'll have 15 seconds or so.
Skips in, puts it through. 17 seconds.
Get everybody behind the footy if you're Sydney. Everybody.
Well, if you're Sydney, you can't be drawn wide. You can't have what happened on the previous centre bounce, where you allow 50 metres of space in front of the centre bounce and width. You need to get all your numbers back, keep 1 or 2 forwards at home,
Yeah,
and make sure you cover all the big gaps of space, the voids.
They got 2 forwards there. They've pulled 4 of them down back. But the key here is don't lose a clean clearance. You've got to put pressure on it.
Sydney a 2-man forward line. Couple across half-back. We're down to the last 17 seconds. First versus third from the SCG. It all comes down to this. Lobe to Ebert. Oh, his kick goes out wide.
Clever kick.
It wasn't bad. Boak turns. 9 seconds. They need a mark. The moment is now. At the back of the pack, it's crept through from behind.
Massive punch from Sam Reid. A massive punch.
He's been the saviour before, Sam
He
Reid.
has, did it against Freo.
Fremantle last year.
In a draw, I think that was.
Yeah.
They've done enough, the Swans, barring an absolute catastrophe on the kicking
Look at the
from
nerves in the
Malcheski.
Sydney boat.
Oh, he kicks to himself. That had danger about it. The siren sounds, and Sydney win. It's as simple as that. Cyclone Buddy hit the SCG in the second half, and he got them over the line with 5 goals. The Swans win by 4, but what a battle. What a battle by Port Adelaide, who did not lose any friends or supporters, but the Swans get the 4 points.
And they won the last quarter again, Port Adelaide. An amazing effort to really push Sydney. Sydney had to pull out all the stops. They needed some experience, some cool heads in the times of real crisis. And you can see the disappointment on the Port Adelaide players. They didn't come here to be competitive. They came here to win. They believe they can win every game. They believe they could get over the top of Sydney. And they are bitterly disappointed. Take nothing away from their effort. Sydney were brilliant. Port Adelaide, they are going places.
Down to the man who turned it on in the second half. Who else, Moons?
I am down here with the man, buddy. 8 wins in a row. You guys are just hitting some really good form at the moment.
Yeah, it's a super win by the boys today. Porter on fire too. So both teams have won a few games on the trot, so to come out of it and win like that against a quality opposition in Port Adelaide, it's always good to play on the home depth at the SCG, and to win by a little margin like that's always good.
Mate, it looks like you're really enjoying your time up here in life, and getting to know your teammates more and more every week goes by.
Yeah, definitely. I think it takes a little while to get used to your teammates on what foot they kick with and everything, but I'm enjoying training. I'm enjoying getting out on the park with the boys each week.
Mate, how good is this? They haven't had over 40,000 since 2001. I reckon they're here to see you, big boy.
42,000, you can't complain, and the supporters are great tonight, so thank you.
Mate, well done, buddy. It was a fantastic game. Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
5 goals for from Buddy Franklin. It was just a delight to watch him in action. And he's the biggest show in town now, that's for sure. The Swans win by 4. What a game of football.